broken in half. If it weren't so sad, I think I would laugh. She was so big, she thought she was strong, but a monstrous iceberg would prove her wrong. Her two sister ships had the same design. All three were built for the White Star Line. Elegance and grandeur graced their decor. A grand staircase, elevator, gymnasium, and more. Born in Belfast, Ireland in 1909, her gestation would take 3 years' time. From Belfast to Southampton to Cherbourg, and then she'd glide onto Queenstown before she begins. From Queenstown in Ireland, she continued her quest. She'd cross the Atlantic without a rest. On April 11th, she left her last port. She steamed and raced to get to New York. The Titanic was gigantic, and now she lies on the floor of the Atlantic. The Titanic. The passengers ranged from rich to poor. Some left their homeland for America's door. They'd build their dreams in the land of the free. The Statue of Liberty they wanted to see. It was a cold, dark night with no moon to shine. Forgotten binoculars would have helped out fine. Warnings of icebergs went unheeded. There were not enough lifeboats for all they needed. On April 14th at 11:40 p.m., the lookout shouted, "Iceberg right ahead!" No one knew what happened right away. Some gawked at the berg and wanted to play. The Titanic was gigantic, and now she lies on the floor of the Atlantic. The Titanic. The Californian had stopped a few miles away, but the captain and crew had turned in for the day. The Carpathia heard and raced for 4 hours, but by then the Titanic was no longer a tower. How could this happen, a disaster so rare? 1,500 people didn't have a prayer. Some people say there was a mummy on board. That might be the curse why she was destroyed. And so the Titanic no one could save. Sank way, way down to her watery grave. Captain Smith went too, down with his ship. April 15th, 1912 was the end of the trip.